Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristen with ICStarsQuilting.com. I share tips, tricks, and tutorials for the modern quilter. I impart all of my learned quilting mistakes and disasters, and I fix them and then I share with you so that you don't have to make those same mistakes. So here we go. This is some really good advice that I have to give to new quilters. Tip number one is this: don't for 1 second think that you can prepare and watch YouTube videos and do all of this research and avoid making quilting mistakes. It's not gonna happen, okay? It's not gonna happen. You're gonna make mistakes. It's okay. Mistakes are how you learn, okay? Which that kind of leads into my second tip, which is doing is your best teacher. Okay, doing is your best teacher. You're going to learn more by making those mistakes, undoing them, and then doing it correctly. Okay, and then you're going to learn how after like the third time that you've made the same mistake, how not to make it a fourth time, and then you won't make that mistake again, or you might make it again. I don't know. It's always a land of unknown when you start making a new quilt pattern, right? So doing is your best teacher. Tip number 3 is this: do not compare the beginning of your journey in the quilting world to the middle or, super experienced journey of another quilter, okay? They've dealt with things that you haven't seen yet, and they know how to do things because they've done it many times. They've made many mistakes to get there, right? So don't think that you are the only one struggling over here. Actually, these people have just already had those struggles and they've moved past them. So don't compare the beginning of your journey to the middle of somebody else's. Keep quilting, keep going. Eventually you will not be in the new beginner stage that is so frustrating for you right now. The next tip is this: there is a point when you can have too many teachers. There are many ways that you can do the same task. So you can imagine if you are learning from, I don't know, YouTube, or maybe you have like a group of quilters in your neighborhood that you meet with and they're all teaching you different ways to do the same thing. Keep in mind that it's awesome to know that there are different ways of doing things, and it's good to figure out which way works for you and works the best way for you. But you don't have to know absolutely everything to do that one task, okay? Figure out a way that works for you and then follow that. If you are watching, and trying to learn from 100,000 different teachers, I don't know, let's say pick 10 or 15 that you really like and focus on them, okay? Find the people that most are like you and the most like you want to be, and gain knowledge from them. Kind of let the others fall in the background, okay? Those things that are in the background, those are still really good techniques, and they're really good things to know, and you always have access to them. But focus on the quilters that you want to be most like and learn how they do it. Okay, learn how they do their quilting, learn their tips and tricks, learn the methods that they use, and focus on them, because that is going to get you closer to your end goal. Quilters are very generous people. We're going to share with you in hopes that you don't make the same mistakes that we had to make, right? We're going to share that with you. And while that knowledge is good to have, too much information can be a real problem when you're trying to focus and do things a certain way and learn things a certain way, right? You don't need to know everything to know that one little bitty piece. So learn that one little bitty piece. The rest will be there whenever you're ready for it. And the last tip that I have for you is this: accuracy is in the details. I know that there's a whole lot of moving parts to a quilt that, from the choosing of the fabrics to the cutting to the every step in between, right? By the time you get to the very last piece of the quilt, there's a lot of stuff. But accuracy is going to be in the details. Making sure that you have that 1/4 inch seam, making sure that your pieces are cut accurately. When I first started quilting, my biggest insecurity was in my piecing. And I didn't understand why my piecing was kind of off when it came to the end of the quilt. And when I had somebody sit down and explain it to me, light bulbs went off, and I was like, oh, well, I mean, that's so obvious. I can't believe I didn't get it. But I didn't know what I didn't know, right? So when it came to the accuracy of my piecing, I was being not 100% accurate on, you know, making sure that my 1/4 inch seam was perfect. And also when I was cutting, I mean, we're talking like teeny tiny bit off on the cutting. I didn't think it mattered, right? But in the big scheme of things, when you have like a teeny tiny bit of extra fabric in there and you multiply that times, I don't know, 57 pieces across, that teeny tiny bit adds up to quite a bit. And then you throw in the wrench into the motor of not being accurate on the seam allowance, right? Once I figured that out, my quilting like skills shot up, my confidence shot up. I really enjoyed what I was doing. I enjoyed what I was doing before, but it was kind of that insecure, like I like it, it does its job, but it's not something that I'm super excited about, other than it's over and I can maybe try again on the next one and maybe the next one will be better, right? So the accuracy is in the details. If that's something that you're struggling with, learn from my example. Really get good at those foundation skills. Practice on some patterns that are maybe not your Mona Lisa, okay? Practice on some patterns that are just simple and get those skills under your belt, and then you can move on to the bigger ones. Okay, so if you want to be like really amazing at quilting and you have all of these big, like gorgeous fabric designs flowing through your mind at night while you're dreaming, right? Practice it. Keep practicing quilting, keep doing it. You're gonna get better. And if you have questions while you're in the middle of sewing, ask somebody. Leave them in the comments down below. You're also welcome to email me anytime. Check out some of the other videos in my channel. I have tons of videos on the little things of quilting, different tips that I have shared with you, different things that I have learned over the years. I share them all with you, and I would love for you to gain some of that knowledge and propel you forward and give you some of my quilting confidence. Let me see if I can like give you some of my quilting confidence, right? So I hope that that was helpful for you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. I'm Kristen with ICStarsQuilting.com. I'll see you next week. Bye.